Let me turn that down a little bit. The music. We have a couple minutes here. We have 10 minutes to kill here, so welcome everybody. There's no Bethesda stream yet, but we are waiting for the developers watch along. So just getting everything set up here on my end. I figured I would turn on my camera and let you see what I'm seeing at least, so you don't have to stare into the void. We also will have our video, so we're gonna do the live stream, talk about everything obviously as it comes up, all the juicy information, but I do also have a pre-recorded 10-minute video that will also be posted then afterwards. But hello everybody, so we'll go in order here. Hello Vengeance, Slayin, Panda, Dragon, Masked, Panda again, Stavros of Avexis, Implicoaster, and thank you for the, and Bright, thank you for the setup, compliments. This is here, try to duck down. There's all the random nonsense here. I'll move out of the way. I don't know where to put myself. Ugh. Oh, I guess I should turn, hang on. Let me turn the lights on, actually. There we go. This is the basement. Thank you for the Prime sub, Mr. Man Bear Pig. Good to see you. And thank you, Kula for the follow and Panda for the follow, as well as Noble for the follow. Those happened before I had turned on my screen here. And thank you, Dragon King Midgard, for the Prime sub for 11 months. Appreciate all you guys. Thank you for being here with me. I also am live on YouTube, but YouTube will not have the Twitch drops, unfortunately, because Twitch is not YouTube, sadly. If you do want to watch on Twitch, you know, you're more than welcome to, but I always feel like, you know, feel obligated to stream on YouTube for these things, just because, you know, the YouTube community has helped me come so far, so they need their own version of this. Plus, too, it'll be helpful to have this as a video that's then posted. So it'll be the 10-minute recap. I also then might trim the stream down a little bit as well to just have all the good highlights at the end. Just because there's a lot of information that's in this video. I do have a pre-recorded 10-minute summary, but it's not going to be able to, you know, go over everything. How's it going, Dave from YouTube? Woolman from YouTube? Mickey Joe Blue from YouTube? And Zook6867? I don't know how you say that. I'm sorry. Thank you, Super Slam, for the 10 cheer. Howdy, first stream. Watch our YouTube videos. Well, thank you, Dilly PG. Welcome. Also, for the first time ever that I can remember, at least, thank you, Legolas, for the follow. You don't have to leave to go watch the developer stream to get the drops. You could stay here if you wanted. Because usually what happens, everybody joins the stream, everybody gets all excited, I'm all hyped up, we're all watching together, and then everybody goes and watches Zos's stream because they're the only one with drops enabled. So I just kind of sit here and twiddle my thumbs with everybody. It's usually very silent, you know, during the actual live stream itself. And then everybody comes back at the very end and is like, blah, 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 blah. These are all my thoughts and everything. So hopefully everybody will stick around this time, but we'll see. Thank you for the follow, Mozran13. How's it going, Irish? Hi ho, Jake. Hope you don't mind if I hang out here for a while. Thank you. Let's stay as long as you like. Pick up a chair. We got 40 good people on YouTube and 82 on Twitch. It's good to see you. It's okay, I'll stick around. Thank you. And thank you, No Hiding 93 for the follow. And thank you, Avec HKS for the Prime sub. I'm so sorry. Ave? How do you say that? And thank you, Lone Wolf, for the follow. How's it going, Carter? Sorry if anybody just got a PTSD notification from hearing teams go off in the background. Don't panic. How do Twitch drops work? Very simplistically, at 3 p.m. you will start earning credit for a Ouroboros Crown Crate. The actual time period will be from 3 to 3:45 of X. That's a lot easier. So from 3 to 3:45 you will start working towards getting that Crown Crate. You just need to watch 30 total minutes of ESO content. Here's a little cat for you who decided to join the fun. She probably wants to knock over all the stuff. Thank you, Lone Wolf, for the follow, and thank you, It's Vinyl, for the Prime sub. I appreciate you. And that is Eastern time, yes. So that's in 3 minutes. But thank you for watching all the videos, Vinyl. My cat likes to join during the live streams. She hears my voice as she comes and she's like, what's going on? Thank you for coming, Kev. I don't know how. I believe the actual main stream of theirs will end at 3:45. Are we excited, chat? I'm cautiously optimistic. Yeah, what's the, on a scale of 1 to 10, what is everybody's expectations? 1 being the servers are getting shut down, and 10 being it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. that is also possible if they're not on time. Thank you, Rise of the Abyss, for the follow. My cat doesn't want to be put down yet, so I can't put her down yet. Thank you for the tier 1 sub too, Kev. I'm gonna put you down. You want to stay here? How's it going, Shan? Morning to you too. We got some 7, 7, 8, 5, 10s, 8, 5, 6, 8.5. Thank you, Kev Fire, for the tier 1 sub. I can't remember if I said that or not. I got distracted by all the numbers on screen. How's it going, Woody James? She might stay all stream. Thank you, Dilly PG, for the Prime sub. I appreciate you, Dilly. Thank you, Mac Malone, for the follow. She has the amount of toys that she has in this house is actually ludicrous. She probably, no joke, has probably 30 crinkle balls throughout the duration of this house. She's got automatic toys, like an automatic laser pointer gun that will like shoot up and down different areas, an automatic jiggler. She has an automatic feeder, an automatic water purifier. She's got a cat tower in 3 rooms. Soon to be 2 more when Amazon delivers additional ones. She's gonna get 2 more cat towers because there should be 1 down in the basement. Also because I don't want her to climb like on these shelves. That's my fears. I don't want her to climb around here. Because at my old setup, she would do that. And this is like the cheap stuff from Walmart. Well, this is from Amazon. This is actually decent quality, but this one in the middle is just those cheap cubes that you can get from Walmart for like 20 bucks and you could stack them all together. And oftentimes it would jiggle when she would go in. All right, so it looks like Bethesda's, they got a countdown timer. All right, I'm gonna leave their countdown timer muted because the one time I left it unmuted, I ended up getting a copyright claim for ineligible music. So we're gonna try to avoid that this time. So no audio yet while they're playing their intro music and whatnot, if everybody's okay with that. I have my own intro music playing. We have 5 minutes, 3 ads. And I appreciate you guys being here watching the Superior stream. They do have some decent music on though. I'll give them that. Oops. What is the, oh, one's Bethesda France. Is that the right one? How many Bethesda accounts are there? Good heavens. The drop should also be counting. If you don't see them counting, I would just do a quick refresh. Make sure everything's situated on your end. They should be counting though. If anybody needs help with drops, just let me know afterwards. I can go through and walk you through how to link all your accounts together. It's relatively straightforward. I like how they put in, you can see what's new. You can see new stories, new experimental content, new ways to earn rewards, new trials, Dragon Knight class refresh, new stories, werewolf refresh. Thank you guys for the hype chest, by the way. They're just giving out all the good stuff. We don't even need to watch anymore. Well, there's the update, everybody. They put it on this little intro graphic, so I guess we're done. Guess we can back it up. Does anybody have anything specifically that they hope to see during this event? Like anything that you're like, this is the piece. I saw somebody on YouTube Willie mentioned open world harder content. Specifically, what are the pieces that you like? If they could do one thing, oh, we see Shia Goraf's over there on the left now. What do you want to see? I'm actually on team harder overland content and PvP updates. I want a PvP refresh, and I want, I want harder content. Like story content. The ESO storylines are so good. I remember I was playing through Destiny storylines, and I hate Destiny storyline, but at least the Destiny storylines are worth it. Big overhaul on the guild trader system. Oh, lordy lord. I can't. I don't think that they're going to overhaul the guild trader system until they announce crossplay, just because they're going to have to balance all of those things. Oh, do you guys see that? Overland difficulty updates. It's on their graphic. They also have account-wide outfit slots. And there's no giveaway currently, though, but we do have drops. All right, I'm turning on their volume. Turning off my music. Sorry, Carl Casey. The remote. Psst.
Hi everyone, and welcome to today's announcement live stream. Jess and I are here from the ESO community team to help guide you through some big changes coming to ESO, and we are looking forward to sharing those plans with you right now. We mentioned this last year, but we are officially shifting away from chapters and DLCs to make content a lot more accessible through seasons. As part of this, we're going to talk through the vision of what seasons are, how it delivers varied and sometimes experimental content, and how we plan to co-create this new era of ESO with all of you. During the stream, we'll show you a roadmap of 2026 and give a glimpse of other long-term initiatives that we're working on. And we'll also share details about Season 0 and reveal 2 brand new in-game features that are going to allow you to earn all sorts of in-game rewards.
Today, you're also going to hear about how we've refocused our internal teams here at Sauce to deliver changes for all of you. We're identifying pain points, prioritizing most requested features, and even auditing combat, just to name a few things. The journey begins in our next update and will continue long into the future. Throughout today's stream, we'll also share with you how we're going to continue to level up our dialogue with you, including some specific follow-ups, such as watch for a survey link in chat at the end of this stream to share your thoughts with us about everything you'll hear about today.
So TLDR, we are going to be communicating a lot today, but have no fear, we will have plenty of deep dives and blogs and additional live streams to talk through everything in a lot more detail over the next few months. Also, a lot of what we are talking about today will be available on our test server next week.
So we recommend everyone get comfy. We have a lot to cover today, and we're going to get things kicked off by introducing our special guests from the dev team. We have Nick Giacomini, Game Director for ESO, and Susan Kath, Executive Producer for ESO. We formally introduced both in their current roles last year, and you might have seen them around in live streams, videos, and interviews since then. Both are longtime ESO fans and seasoned game devs. So welcome both.
Thank you. Very excited to be here.
Yes, agreed. Very excited to be here. And I want to bring up one last thing before we get started, which is that, as Jeff said, we have a lot to get through today. And one of the things that we're going to be talking about is transparency in our feedback loop and telling you guys things that we maybe haven't historically always told you.
Sorry, I was trying to increase the volume. Gosh dang it. Well, all right, they're doing introductions. Nick and Susan, I scuffed it. Somebody said the volume was low, so I tried to go and change it. And now I have it Scott, Dad. Oh. All right. You can be mad at me. I'm sorry. Ugh. I was like, I want to increase the volume. There's got to be a setting here, to do that. And I don't know why they're so quiet. They're quiet on my screen, too. It's very quiet. We scuffed it. I did. I betrayed everybody. They're just doing introductions right now. I also have infographics.
What have we learned over the years with subscriptions and chapters and what have you? And how are we looking to evolve?
Yeah, absolutely. ESO, we're coming up on 12 years in just a few months, which is pretty crazy. It's pretty wild. And when I look back at ESO's history, it's full of a lot of resilience and transformation. And, over those 12 years, we made a lot of innovative decisions when we needed to, like one Tamriel, Homestead, introduction of chapters, and so on, right? They were the right decisions at the time for building the game's foundation. And they show that we're capable of making big fundamental changes when we need to. And this is another one of those moments. The game, we've heard that from you, our players, that the game has become more predictable than we'd like and too formulaic. And frankly, we think that we can make the game more rewarding and exciting. And
change things up.
Right. Yes, exactly. Yeah. And part of that is because the chapter model was limiting. It took 18 months, longer than that, in order to do. It was all hands on deck to support. And that intensity and lead time just didn't really leave that much room to react to player feedback, address longstanding issues. So, we saw this past year as a transition year, and while we learned a lot, we knew that we needed greater change. So we're going to be doing more this year. Like you said, we want to create ESO with the community. It's something that players have been asking us to do for a really long time, right? To pause and work on addressing pain points and building the future of ESO together. This is the beginning of a major shift, just like One Tamriel was a decade ago, where we're going to be making major changes just in a completely different way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when we were talking internally about the future of ESO, one of the founding pillars of conversations was that of player trust and something internally we were calling the dev community feedback loop. So we know that we've always incorporated player feedback in the dev process, but we know that we could have greater transparency and just be better about following up with the community. Like Nick was saying, the chapter model that we had been following for the past few years, the whole timeline was like this speeding train that we couldn't really stop, and it really did restrict our ability to just be more flexible. But I think with Seasons, that's really going to introduce an opportunity to allow us to listen and react a lot more to community feedback in a much better way. So what does this look like for all of you? It means earlier visibility into the things that we're working on. It means engaging with you earlier in the process and sharing the results of your input on dev efforts, all of which we know that you've been asking for a really long time.
Exactly. So with Seasons, every team at ZOS, including leadership like Susan and Nick, consider player engagement and trust to be the foundation upon which ESO's future is built. You'll see this in different forms as we evolve our approach and explore what works best for us and for you. It may take shape in the way of earlier and more frequent first look and community Q&A live streams, articles and video content, or early polls, Reddit AMAs, or feedback and preference surveys. Mm-hmm. We recognize that actions do speak louder than words, though, and we've already begun laying the groundwork for some of the dev community feedback loop efforts with things like the Guild Summit we held early last year, which informed some of the efforts you're going to hear about today.
Yep.
And the long-term class identity, vision, goals, and roadmap we shared last December. We'll continue to expand and evolve based on your feedback. So later in the show, you'll also hear more about our community collaboration and next steps as we develop ESO together. All of this resulted in the big changes we're going to be talking about and sharing with all of you today. So Nick and Susan, let's hop right into what's coming to ESO.
Absolutely. Well, we're happy to welcome you to our new content model, Seasons. With Seasons, updates and content will still arrive quarterly, but we're moving away from that predictable templated release cadence that players are familiar with. That featured zone, dungeons, and so on. We're still going to be telling incredible stories and exploring new areas of Tamriel and beyond. But the delivery will be different. Each season may look completely different. This will give us the flexibility to make our game more exciting and invest in addressing longstanding pain points, right? Add features and improvements players have been asking for, and update and iterate on the core game rather than always just chasing something brand new. Key difference is variety and choice. We want to be building what's important to you, players, and we believe that this new model is the best way to do so.
So, speaking of big changes, now is a good point for us to talk about one of the first big changes that we're going to be introducing. We've always charged for most of the new content and features because they were part of the whole chapter model. You bought the chapter every year. We felt like ultimately that this created barriers to play where, depending on whether you owned a chapter or not, depending on whether you could play with your friends or not, and with so many versions and DLCs on sale at any given time, it could actually get pretty confusing to try and sort out what you needed to buy to play with your friends.
Yep, one of the biggest questions we always got.
Absolutely. So we're going to change that. Starting with Season 0, all new content and features are all going to be available for free for anyone who owns ESO or who plays via Xbox Game Pass or PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, this is a really exciting change. So it's going to include if we do any new zones or any new stories or new systems that we release.
Exactly. To be specific, there will still be some paid content, and we're going to talk a little bit about that later. But in general, the things that were rolled out as part of chapters, those will just be game updates from now on.
So all ESO chapters moving forward will be free.
This is also probably a good time to point out that as part of all of this, with Update 49 in March, we are going to go ahead and roll the Thieves Guild, the Dark Brotherhood, and Orsinium into that main game as well.
Awesome.
Yeah, this is a huge change for ESO. And I really love that we're not just making all the new content available to everybody, but to your point, it's just going to be so much simpler for players to understand what to buy to. All right, now let's talk a little bit about the team's vision for how seasons are going to work in ESO. Susan, what would you say makes up a typical season?
Well, for starters, I kind of hope we don't actually have typical seasons. That's kind of the point of all of this.
Touche.
So the seasons themselves can actually be anything we want them to be in terms of content. But experimentation, variety, you're going to hear those words a lot today. Trying new things. These are the touchstones that we are building seasons on. We're still going to be the Elder Scrolls Online. We'll mix in new systems, features, stories, zones, all of those things that everyone knows and loves about ESO. But we want to look at them through a new lens and ask ourselves about everything. Okay, but like, what if? Right? So stuff like, what if there were dragons here? Or what if you could do this content solo instead of with a group? Or what if you did this content with a group? What's up in Winterhold? So all of that said, seasons are going to happen 4 times a year. There will be 3 months long, and each one is going to contain a Tamriel tome and access to the Gold Coast Bazaar. And one last big change as part of this, and absolutely one of those things that we said, okay, but what if about when we launch Update 49 in March, we are going to move to a simultaneous release schedule with PC and consoles now releasing on the same day, their patches, their updates, all of that going forward.
That's really cool. And I think that really kind of mirrors.
By the way, it's about time that they did this. Do you know how painful it is to be an Xbox creator, just like sitting and twiddling your thumbs for 2 weeks?
And identifying areas where we can change things up and make things better for the community.
Yeah, actually based on player requests.
Yes.
That okay, but what if? That is actually exactly how we came around to doing the simultaneous releases. We had a few people in the team go, okay, well, actually, can we?
What if we
Yeah,
can we
do
just
it?
do this?
Let's do it.
Love it.
So, all of that said, Nick, you want to talk about the roadmap?
I do, yes. Very exciting.
I've been waiting.
Thank you for the follow.
I've been waiting, and yeah, exactly. We want to. I think what if is a good way to is a really good way to put it. We want to walk away from too predictable and instead be.
Sorry, their
slightly
volume is
different.
just really low,
Something
so
that
I
players,
turned my
also
mic
have been asking
down
us lot
a little
for is
bit,
more
if that
transparency,
helps.
more visibility into what's coming. In the past, we've held a lot back, like until the last minute. But we're trying to be
Thank
more
you, Master, for the follow.
transparent, and we'll try to provide players with an idea of what to expect, what we're thinking. Just know that this is it's a living plan, right? And things may change, and we want that. That's part of this. We don't want to be beholden to an 18-month roadmap that we can't adjust.
Thank you,
We want to be
Countess,
able
for
to
the
change based on
follow.
feedback and what we learn. So let's talk a bit about what's coming to Tamriel in 2026. There's a lot on this roadmap, and I'm going to list these off quickly, but we're going
Guys,
to
focus. They're talking
go
about
into
the
more of
important
this
stuff
later,
here.
either in the stream or in upcoming announcements. So in Season 0, players can experience the first ever event zone, the Night Market. And that's going to be, it's going to be a lot more challenging than our usual content. We're also going to be launching a whole suite of changes to improve visuals for class and weapon abilities and start to provide better class identity and make more builds viable. We'll have brand new Thieves Guild content coming later this year. So, the next Thieves Guild story in the game. There will be new stories, some new systems to experience the content with, like the Vault, rumors, favors, and dynamic events. Sheogorath is returning to Tamriel. I'm personally very excited for players to experience this story. Let's see, there will be a new trial for our endgame community, and for players who prefer to take the game on solo. We have a few things coming. First, we're planning to launch an early version of Overland difficulty. There's a lot that we want to do here. So this is just a first step for this highly requested feature. But again, just like we were talking about earlier, this is something we want to get to players soon and adjust based on feedback and do more with it in the future. So, and we're also introducing solo dungeons later in the year, where players will get to take on some of our existing dungeons and new solo modes with dedicated rewards. Like Overland difficulty, we're planning to start small here, so maybe 2 or 3 dungeons to begin with, and we want to see what players think and if they want more.
That's awesome. It seems like a really good way to learn dungeons.
Yes, exactly. Like, in fact, we're planning to have. Things are currently in development, so it may change, but we're planning to have multiple modes, including a story mode.
Oh, cool.
So that's something that I personally experience. I know that our players have experienced where they just want to do the quest, but groups will just run ahead
and enjoy the story.
Right, exactly. And also other modes for more of players who want more of a challenge. So we want to have like different levels of difficulty for solo.
That's exciting.
I'm super excited about this because I'm a solo player. I love playing MMOs. I like a lot of other people being around me playing, but I like to play by myself.
Yep.
And so I'm really excited for all of those changes.
Yes, very excited too. That's going to be coming in 2026. And if players like it, then more to come. Let's see what else. We're doing some experimental content. So like there's some that's it's involving seas and ships and naval battles. Pirates, yep. We're trying things out and still figuring it out, but the team has the space to run with their best ideas here, and that's something that we want. Let's see, we're investing pretty heavily in PvP this year, and we're providing many player experience improvements and addressing a lot of pain points that players have expressed. Both of these, what we're going to do here for PvP and for addressing these, we're going to talk more in a bit. So as mentioned earlier, like this new approach is going to hopefully allow us to work hand in hand with our desire to craft ESO's future with and for the community. We want to hear your thoughts and feedback early and often to help us build the Tamriel that you want to experience.
What's also really cool about this new way of allowing the dev team to kind of experiment a little bit more is they'll participate in game jams, maybe once a year or so. And I think having them have the opportunity to potentially put some of these really kind of creative and unique ideas into the game is going to be really exciting for players.
Yes, and actually that's happening. I'm not ready to talk about it.
Oh, come on, Nick. Just between us.
but that's happening.
Yes.
There we are actually releasing things that came out of the game jam that were
love that.
purely like passion projects from the people here at ZOS, and we're putting them in the game. And I think there's going to be a lot more of that. In the
Oh, that's
future.
so exciting. I've
Yeah.
seen some of them and I wonder which ones they are. That's exciting.
I have a pretty good idea.
All right. So as we look to the future, we want to share what we're working on with you, like we have said much earlier and more often than we have in the past. And hopefully everything we're going through right now is a testament to that. And in turn, we want to get your feedback earlier and more often as well. So this means we may share things with you that range anywhere from the early conceptual phase to actively in development, things that are not yet set in stone. This content could be experimental, like we've mentioned, or something we're actively developing and need live feedback on. So this is a big pivot for us. And while it won't happen overnight, you'll see it continue to evolve over time based on your feedback.
Yep, exactly. Like we want to be more transparent. We want to change the way that we engage with the community to be more transparent, more collaborative, and provide more opportunities for player input and feedback so that we can incorporate that into our plans. So, recent surveys, posts asking for feedback and suggestions, showing the roadmap like we are today with the farther out look, like those are just steps in that direction.
Right. So as we head into 2026 seasons and ESO's next era, all of you will play a critical role in the game's future development. So please do continue to let us know what you'd like to see and hear from us on our official social media channels, forums, Reddit, Discord servers, and the feedback surveys we send out.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, we just want to make the game that the community wants to be in and enjoy.
Yes.
It is a game. It should be fun.
Exactly. All right, now let's take a closer look at what's in Season 0 specifically. We're going to start things off here with two things that Susan actually touched on earlier, Tamriel Tomes and the Gold Coast Bazaar. These are two brand new features launching with Season 0 that are going to allow you to earn all sorts of in-game rewards. And we will also talk about how ESO Plus evolves in this new seasonal world. Afterwards, we're going to get into the night market and a whole slew of quality of life improvements that you are definitely going to want to hear. But first, Susan, why don't you talk to us about Tamriel Tomes?
Sure. So Tamriel Tomes is our take on a battle pass for ESO. And each season is going to have a unique Tamriel Tome that is available for the duration of the fall season. Everyone will have access to the free version of the season's tome, and you'll progress the tome by completing weekly and seasonal challenges and earning tome points. You earn points, you unlock pages in the tome, and then you can use those points to choose your rewards. When the team set out to design Tamriel Tomes, we wanted to make sure that it met a few really important goals for us. First, we wanted everyone to be able to participate in it. No matter what your interests are or how you play ESO, challenges will cover everything from quests to
I don't think
trials
the
to
community in the chat likes the
PvP,
battle
crafting,
pass.
dungeons, and you'll have the option to re-roll the weekly challenges during the season if you aren't interested in the current options that you've got on deck for that week.
Nice.
Yeah. So players will be able to re-roll on their own. Like they don't have to wait for a maintenance or wait for us to do it. They can just say, I don't like these weekly challenges and just push a button.
Yeah, exactly. Second, it was really important to us that this had compelling rewards. The team designed the free tome to include exciting rewards all season long. So in Season 0, for example, you'll be able to earn new cosmetics. There's a brand new armor. There are 10, I think, weapon styles. There's a new skill style for Vigor. And additionally, you're going to be able to earn 8,000 Seals of Endeavor, 6 crates, furnishings, trade bars, which we'll talk about in a minute, and even more stuff over the course of the season. And yes, I did just say you can
Thank
earn
you, Dark
Seals of
Dragon.
Endeavor
That's for the follow.
as part of Tamriel Tomes. And that's part of the big drive to cut down on complexity and confusion. We wanted to move away from having multiple types of challenge lists to complete every single day. I don't know about you, I have enough to-do lists
Yes.
in my life on a normal basis. I need things a little bit simpler when I go home and I want to relax and play the game. So we're going to go ahead and eliminate the daily login rewards and the Endeavors challenge systems, but we're moving all of that into Tamriel Tomes. So you will earn Endeavor Seals as part of the Tome system now. And the things that you used to encounter in the daily login rewards, those would be the sorts of things that are available for you to select from within the tomes.
So just streamlined. Lots of rewards, still streamlined.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one other thing, just building on that, is that the challenges are weekly and seasonal, as opposed to Endeavors, which we had the dailies and the weeklies, and it's like it does feel like, oh no, I have to do this today, I have to do this today. So we're hoping that the weekly nature of this is going to allow more flexibility for players.
Yeah, and just kind of release some of that pressure
Yes.
of
Yeah.
needing
Yeah.
to
Yes.
log in every day.
Yeah,
Yes.
I
You don't
was
wanna
I
miss.
was always kind of bummed out if I knew I wasn't going to complete. I would
Like your
do-
daily login if you're away for a few days or something. It's like, oh, I guess I'm not going to get this.
I'd do one of the Endeavors challenges, and I'd be like, "Oh, cool, I did that." And then I'd look at the other ones, and I'd be like, "Well, I'm not actually
If you're a completionist, that
do
feels
all
better,
of
right?
those." So yeah. So anyway, hopefully this is more engaging, engaging way to do all of this. We're excited about it. So the last thing to note with the Tamriel Tomes is that there are 2 paid premium upgrade options that are going to be available for Tamriel Tomes, and depending on what those upgrades are, they're going to unlock additional tiers of reward choices. There'll be bonus items. There'll be additional cosmetics. There's a personality amount, outfit.
I don't have a
styles,
pie
and
chart,
more
unfortunately.
stuff that will happen there. So with both of the premium options, you will also get the ability to keep unlocking pages and rewards in a season's tome even after the season ends.
Nice.
So you can actually complete it on your own schedule in your own timeline.
Also, one thing I do want to quickly note is that we are not taking away any rewards for completing things in game, like the dungeon hard modes or doing quests or what have you. This is just going to be another way for everyone to earn different types of rewards by doing various activities. All right, so this seems like a good time to talk about the Gold Coast Bazaar, which was the other thing that you had mentioned. This is the new in-game storefront that will allow you to unlock in-game rewards just by playing through the game. And it will also be a way to acquire older items, which is, again, something that we've seen from the community that they've been wanting for a pretty long time.
Yep. I mean, yeah. So Tamriel Tomes is going to offer a lot of unique rewards, like both the free and the paid tracks, but we didn't want to stop there. So yeah, we're launching the Gold Coast Bazaar alongside our first season, and it's a store dedicated to earnable rewards for players. So just like you said, over the years, we've introduced so many limited time cosmetics through Golden Pursuits, daily login rewards, Twitch streams, the anniversary spotlights, events, and so on. And if you missed them, it was either impossible to get them again, or we would reintroduce them like unpredictably or inconsistently. The Bazaar provides a consistent and reliable place for players to finally be able to claim these rewards. We'll also have some utility items and some brand new items that have never been seen before in the Bazaar, and we're going to continue to add to the Bazaar over time. In fact, in the future, we're planning to make some previous crates and their contents earnable in the Bazaar. That's something else that players have asked for.
Yep.
That's not going to be present in Season 0, but it'll likely be in the next season or the season after that. Let's see, items are going to rotate in and out, but we're trying to avoid frustrating FOMO. Most items will be up for long durations, like the entirety of a season or longer, and we're hoping to bring things back quickly. You may have noticed that I keep saying earnable. So to redeem items from the Bazaar, players will need trade bars, and trade bars are primarily earned in Tamriel Tomes and also elsewhere in the game. We've
So by
tried
playing the game.
Yes, exactly. We've tried to balance this carefully with the majority of trade bars in the free track of the tomes. We're planning to include a small amount in the paid version as a bonus reward for players who support the game, with the remaining earned through other in-game activities. Now, some of the things we're talking about are things that you previously earned from events. Well, we're getting rid of event tickets with seasons. So players who have event tickets will receive an appropriate amount of trade bars for the number of event tickets that they have. But unlike event tickets, there's going to be no cap for how many trade bars players can have. Yep. And critically, trade bars cannot be purchased for crowns. They must be earned by playing the game. So the Bazaar, it's designed to give players more options and choice over the rewards that you earn, right? There will be around 100 items in the Gold Coast Bazaar in the first season, with more coming each season.
That's great. So this calls back to players asking for more ways to earn rewards just by playing the game.
Yes, exactly.
Nick, is the change with event tickets, is that coming with Season 0?
Yes, that is coming with Season 0.
Fantastic.
That's great. Okay, so we've talked a bit about Tamriel Tomes and the Gold Coast Bazaar at this point. So ESL Plus also was a part of the holistic design when we were thinking about how to give players more choice in how they earn rewards in game and more ways to earn through gameplay specifically. So, Susan, can you tell us a little bit about how Tamriel Tomes and the Gold Coast Bazaar interface with ESO Plus and what this means for those players?
Sure. So, for starters, first, most important, we aren't changing the price of ESO Plus, and we're not taking anything away from it. ESO Plus members are going to continue to have access to all of the past chapters and DLCs, but they're also going to get new benefits layered on top of the membership that already exists, starting with Season 0. So first, Plus subscribers will get a monthly grant of tone points to spend on any of the tone rewards, and they're also actually going to earn tone points at an accelerated rate.
Nice.
And then beginning with this month, any ESO Plus subscribers will receive credit every month towards a free Premium Plus season upgrade. Now, once you've accumulated 12 months of being subscribed, and that's total months, you will be awarded a Premium Plus season upgrade that you can spend on any season.
Now, we do have some new improvements coming for everyone, and ESO Plus subscribers will have some extra benefits for a few of the things that Susan will talk about in just a second. Let's actually get into those game improvements now, because there is a lot of stuff in here that addresses some long-standing requests and pain points, and I'm personally really excited about this stuff.
I'm very excited to share all this stuff.
It's a lot.
Okay, so let's dig into the list. With Season 0, we're going to start to see updates from a new team that has been devoted to finding and focusing on the community's most requested quality of life features and other improvements. So they have been gathering these from community wish lists, from surveys, from summits, from lurking on forums and seeing what you all are talking about. They are looking at last year's requests that we put out, for example, for top pain points, and using all of that to build a backlog of work that they can devote their time to. So we're going to keep doing more of that in the future as we continue to build out this group's schedule of work as well. So update
Having a whole team
19 will
dedicated to
include the
quality
first
of
wave
life
all of these
changes only is a pretty
specifically
big W in
focused
my
on
opinion. I
reducing
think
friction and
only
respecting
having them
player
focus on what the community wants to see is only a good thing.
tools and attributes directly from the UI at no cost.
Nice.
We kind of thought of this as, we talk all about being experimental. Hey, why don't you guys get experimental as well?
Let players do that
Yeah,
too.
some stuff.
Yep.
So we're going to go back to the 30-day listing window for guild traders. We didn't really see a lot of effect from the change that we rolled in previously, and nobody really liked it. So we're going to go ahead and roll that back out and take it back to 30 days.
Great.
We are making outfit slots account-wide. We're adding faster rider training. We're going to allow for 3 stat increases instead of 1 at a time. And speaking of riding, we are adding a brand new mount available for gold, and we're going to move 16 mounts out of the Crown Store and put those up for gold purchase as well.
Okay.
So we are also increasing the furnishing limits on over half of our houses as part of a plan to boost furnishing limits across all of our houses. For example, the cap on large homes is going to increase from 328 to 415.
Nice.
Yes.
There's going to be so much more room for activities. Susan, that's actually a very frequent question we get from the community, is increasing furnishing limits so they can add more to their house. And previously we had looked at it and there were some technical limitations, but what has changed now where we were able to
Yeah, the
do
whole
this?
chat was like, Battle Pass, this is the worst thing ever. Oh, furnishing limit increase? By the way, this is the greatest thing ever. ESO is alive and well. Everything's good. You could charge me $1 million. I'll buy the Battle Pass. I want the furnishing limit increase.
Let's try and solve this problem. We can't solve it for every single house across the board right now. There are still technical limitations related to the largest of our houses. But that doesn't mean we can't update some of the others as we go. So that's kind of how we're looking at it.
It's the it's so over, we're so back cycle. Good news, bad news, good news, bad news. It's so over, we're so back.
We are also going to go ahead and add longer antiquities exploration times, and we're increasing the duration across all difficulties. And for those last 2 in particular, ESO Plus subscribers will get an additional boost above and beyond what the standard value is. So all in all, we're still a few months away from the update. There might be a few more things. In fact, there are probably some more things that Nick knows about that I don't actually know about yet that are going to make it into that. So we'll talk about those over the next couple of months as we lead up to the updates. And then the last thing is with this group, which I'm excited about, they've got longer term stuff going on in the background as well. So these are things that won't be in the next update, but the team is busy working on some bigger, longer initiatives like allowing guilds to send mail to their guild members, crossplay, and guild housing, and more. That's exciting.
Love how you just kind of casually drop something like guild mail and then move on from it.
Do you know we have so much stuff to talk about today? Like if we if we weren't casual about some of them, we'd never stop talking to each other.
I suspect viewers wouldn't mind if this went for 5 or 6 hours and we just talk about everything. All right, so let's now shift over to the night market. Nick, why don't you first cover what exactly an event zone is?
Yeah. So an event zone is it's the first type of new experimental content, and the night market is our first one of these. And the core idea behind the event zone is it's simple. It's limited time, highly focused, and it's designed for us to try new concepts, mechanics, and importantly, new difficulty levels. So it gives the team the space to be creative and gather feedback. The night market, it's a PvE zone. It's set in Fargrave, and it's filled with challenging encounters. We wanted to experiment with a zone designed to be genuinely difficult. So this zone is specifically geared toward experienced players and groups, but it's designed to be accessible by anyone. It's a fantastic place to try group content for the first time. You don't need a guild to have fun here, but we're hoping that it's a fun place for guilds to take on.
Yeah.
And we believe that the zone's difficulty will naturally encourage players to work together. To be clear, like this is, we talked about Overland difficulty earlier. This is not Overland difficulty. We are also doing Overland difficulty later in 2026, but this zone is going to be, more difficult. The night market's going to feature 3 factions, and you can choose one to align with each time the zone becomes available, and there will be a competition between the factions to see who can make the most progress in the night market. Like any zone, the night market is going to have its own unique rewards, and the most notable is a brand new house that players will unlock and upgrade by progressing through the zone. I think the house is pretty cool and unique, and it's going to be the first time there's a bank that's actually included inside the
How
home.
cool.
Yeah.
So we're planning to release also a brand new functional reward type with the event zone that we think is going to affect gameplay in an exciting way. The night market begins on April 29th and will run through mid-June, but this isn't a one and done event. We're planning to bring it back at least once in 2026, and if players enjoy it, we can bring it back more often in the future or potentially make it permanent. We're introducing this content to gather feedback and data on what works, and we'll take those learnings and apply them potentially to this event zone, to the next event zone, or even future seasonal content to ensure that we're always improving the experience.
All right, so in addition to the event zone, we also have the first wave of updates for the class and combat work we talked about in December, going live with Season 0. So, Nick, would you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yes. Like we've been talking about throughout this, the health of the base game and reinvesting in existing parts of the game is really important, right? The improvements that Susan just talked about are one step in that direction. And another one is that we're planning to invest heavily. We are investing heavily in foundational experience of ESO. So as part of that, we're reviewing and improving the combat experience. This is ongoing. It's going to be released in parts over the course of the next few years. So this isn't just a single update. The responses from the class survey we shared last September and the combat and vision roadmap we released in December, those were crucial in helping us to prioritize and shape the team's work on this. What's going to be included as part of this? First is a visual refresh for all of our classes and combat skill lines, and also mechanical updates to reduce floatiness and deliver a more modern feel. Now, ESO was made over 10 years ago, right? Close to 12 years at this point, and we've learned a lot since then. And newer classers have benefited from that. We want all classes to benefit from what we've learned, while still feeling unique.
And again, if you missed anything, I have all the graphics that they're
Critically, we
using.
remain dedicated to the play your way core combat pillar. However, we recognize that with the introduction of subclassing, that's created issues at odds with that goal, specifically impacting class identity, pure classes, build viability, and flexibility. We're working on addressing these issues with these efforts. We want class identity to be clearer. We want pure classes to be competitive, and we want as many builds as possible to be viable across all content. So the first major wave of this work is arriving in March, and the March update will feature the Dragon Knight class. And that will include a visual refresh for many of its abilities. It's really cool to see how these are shaping up, and I really can't wait for players to get to experience them. We're also making adjustments to the skill lines to make them feel like a more complete kit, to make pure classes more viable. As a bonus, you can also earn a full set of blue skill styles for Dragon Knight abilities in-game in Season 0. We're also, as part of the March update, including a visual refresh for the two-handed weapon skill line, and we're going to keep working on those weapon skill lines as a part of this. We're also going to be revamping werewolf visuals. That will likely come in June, and that'll include the werewolf model. And as part of that, we're actually going to be including a female werewolf model that's going to be free, and that's something the players have been requesting for years.
Oh, yes.
And so we're just going to keep going with this, multiple times a year. And again, feedback is an important part of this. We want to hear from players. Is this the right direction? What should we be doing differently? And that's part of this. To be clear, this doesn't mean that we won't make other changes to classes along the way. We do want to address outstanding issues throughout development, not just focus on one class at a time at the expense of all else. However, our primary focus will be on addressing each class holistically, revamping them both visually and mechanically, again, to modernize them and tackle major player concerns like class identity, build viability, and flexibility. It's
Hello to Cynthia. I do read the chat. I do go through. And don't worry, they're not talking about anything important right now. But yes, I do interact. Thank you.
be again based on feedback from players. We thought it was really important to be able to do this as well as possible.
I think it's also important for us to touch on PvP and some things that we're doing for the PvP community.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like I mentioned earlier, when we were going over the roadmap, we are making some pretty big investments in PvP this year. So first, we'll continue our PvP vengeance work after the March update, and we'll share learnings and a new plan shortly after that. We're going to be launching a new PvP progression system that's going to include dedicated PvP rewards, including unique cosmetics that we're planning to update regularly, and that's likely coming in June. The team's also bringing back three-sided battlegrounds. That's, again, something that players have been asking for, probably starting with the three-sided battleground weekends to see what players think. If it's received positively, we'll make it available more often or potentially make it a permanent mode.
Cool.
We'll be addressing pain points and quality of life improvements with PvP. Just a few examples. We're planning to add ways to get around Cyrodiil faster. We're going to be fixing the Alessia, Ashe, and Shaman keeps to stop the issue of players slingshotting into the inner keeps, which players have understandably expressed frustration about. We're fixing a couple of battleground maps like Reeman's Folly and Huntsman's Fortress to address spawn camping issues. And those are just a few examples. There will be more things like this over the course of the next year. And just like everything we've talked about today, all of this will be available to all players who own ESO, like no new chapter or DLC required. This focus on base game health, transparency, and listening to your feedback, it's not just a temporary goal. It's the foundation of our new model and the key to ESO's future. I've said this before, but ESO is nothing. It's nothing without you, the players. And we truly believe that by building this game with you, that we can make the next decade of Elder Scrolls Online the best one yet.
All right, well, we covered a lot in this show. And while we'll have web articles going up with more details shortly, we did just want to quickly summarize everything we just went through. So first, seasons are coming to ESO. This is going to introduce a host of new and varied and sometimes even experimental content that will be free for all ESO players. Each season will also introduce a Tamriel Tome. This is going to give you new ways to unlock in-game rewards with both paid and free options. And we're adding the Gold Coast Bazaar for even more items. Season 0 is going to kick off all of those quality of life features that we covered, in addition to the visual refresh and mechanic updates for the classes and the combat skill lines. As a reminder, the next game update will roll out March 9th on all platforms simultaneously. And moving forward, all updates and patches are also going to occur on the same day, which is really exciting for console players. Season 0 is officially going to kick off on April 2nd, along with the first Tamriel Tome, and that's going to be followed by the Night Market launching on April 29th. And remember, if you want to get a first look at Season 0 and a lot of the things we covered today, it will be available on the test server next week.
So your feedback on our future plans, as we've said a few times throughout today's stream, whether it's about Season 0, Update 49, or anything else from the roadmap, is very important to us. And we're eager to hear what you think about the future of our game. So watch for a survey link in chat following today's stream. If you
I also have a 10-minute summary video that I'm about to post when they're done too. If anybody's not able to stay, I have a condensed version.
As you might have noticed, there's a lot of fun stuff listed there for this year's
And I have
season.
these as
We
well.
can't wait to share more details with all of you during our Seasons Direct this spring. For more on Season 0 specifically, we'll also have more live streams and previews between now and the season launch, including one next week, I think, right?
We will be talking with the team who is doing a lot of those quality of life features, so we can just get into more detail about a lot of those things.
So stay tuned for details on our website and social channels soon.
We want to give a huge thank you to our special guests, Nick and Susan, for joining us in this very important live stream today. Do either of you have any final words for the ESO community?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you to hosting us on this live stream. Thanks, Nick, for hanging out here on the couch and talking about all this stuff with all of us. And a big thank you to all of you. We're so excited to share this with you. Thank you for being a part of Tamriel for this last decade and more.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much for playing and for supporting this game that we love. And welcome to the next decade of Elder Scrolls Online.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah, ESO is changing, but we are really excited to start this journey of
I
seasons.
really
and
like Nick.
work
He's
together
like
with all of you a
locked
lot
into
more.
the
Thanks for
ESO
tuning in
community and changes. All right, so I'm publishing my video. Super quickly, so bear with me. I'm gonna mute their stuff. But I have graphics. I just want to post my video around before everybody else posts theirs, and everybody gets, and all these other rascals get the views instead. All right, let me just post this super quickly. What questions do you have so I can go through individually with my little cheat sheet infographics? What would you like me to show first? I have 7 things, 7 different graphic things. Anything specific that you want me to review first? Just give me 5 seconds to finish well, I need more than that. They did actually have the DK stuff, but it was in that trailer footage that they were showcasing for the night market. You also saw like the DK doing its new DK things. So ESO Plus is not changing in price. That will be static. If you want me to show you the battle pass. Actually, somebody had asked a question too about, hang on, we'll one by one here. All right, hang on. I don't think my live scenes is still set. Oh, here we go. So here is all of the update 49 player experiences, and thank you as your coin, cause I scuffed that. I'm so sorry. Thank you for the Prime sub. I butchered that. So this is what happens when I multitask. And thank you, Volringer, for the follow. All right, so here's everything that's coming with quality of life. Mounts for gold, 16 mounts are going to the stable master. Also, I'll put myself back. Well, I'll keep myself off for, well, that's the wrong one. There we go. I'm gonna put myself on here for now, just so it looks like I'm paying attention. So mounts for gold, 16 mounts are going to be purchasable with gold. Thank you, South, for the follow as well. I appreciate you guys. And vampire werewolf cures are being removed from the crown store. It'll now become easier to be a werewolf. They're going to have more player ways to become a werewolf, increasing the number of NPCs at the shrine, and you can't even purchase the cure anymore. That way people don't get confused and it doesn't, cause people to waste crowns. Thank you, Patty, Tia, and Blair for the follows as well. I apologize. I have the alert box turned off here because I don't want it to overflow, but I'll put it on here. Mimic stones and outfit tokens are no longer sold individually. It'll explain why here in a moment. Bag and bank cost reductions, reduce the gold and crown cost for those upgrades. Guild trader listings are going back to 30 days. There's now a hide option for chest, waist, legs, hands, and feet. You can now respec skills and attributes in the UI for free. You can upgrade your bag in the UI, zone guide improvements, longer antiquity leads time, quicker crafting times, treasure maps improvement. They didn't say anything else about that. They just have improved and reworked. I don't truthfully know what that means. Increased furnishing limits for some of the homes. Some of the homes need rework so people don't keep crashing when they go inside of them. Increased transmute limit cap, 1,500 for non-ESO Plus members, 3,000 for ESO Plus members. This is a pretty big one here. I'll move my fat self away. Faster mount training. Chrome butchered that. What did Chrome butcher? What did I butcher? Faster mount training. So now every time you upgrade your mount, you get all 3 rewards increased instead, that being stamina, speed, mountain, or thingies ahead. And then account wide outfit slots, guild name repping. You can now rep a guild name without the tabard, and back bar experience will level equally. So you can level up significantly faster. Also, Ivana, I appreciate you for the effort they're putting into making the community happy. I hope they don't get disappointed when people get mad. Sorry, your message came all in one. Just hope they stick with it when people are mad about things that don't work. Well, I also, I don't know what happened. That's okay. Thankfully, so here's the thing, and I use this in my YouTube video as an example. When it comes to the newest zones, for example, everything will be free. So when I'll use Westweld for example. When say Westweld was the newest chapter, it would have been released for free. The difference is that there would be a battle pass with different. Which ones has it? Sorry, I've got a lot of. It would be though, say they release the Gold Coast comes out, or the Gold Road. Thank you, Tia, for the Prime sub, and thank you, Lego, for the Prime sub. You guys are crazy today. Thank you, Dallas, for the follow, or Daily Dalise for the follow. It would be like when the Gold Road comes out, everybody gets access to the new scribing system. Everybody gets the new zone, but the difference is that now you get a free battle pass and you can pay for an upgraded battle pass. I know that a lot of people dislike this model, and I'm not going to sit here and pretend to defend it. I'm not going to say that it's the greatest thing in the world. I will say, though, that I think it's better than having to buy a chapter outright. I would rather everybody be able to get the new zone, the new thing for free versus, I'm down for it. I understand that they have to make money, and thank you, serving jury duty. Hopefully you're not actually on jury duty watching this. And thank you, Lilith Belladonna, for the follow. So, I mean, I am for this change. I think it's better than chapters because, again, you don't have to pay. Yeah, so it's basically you get the zone for free and you can pay for upgraded cosmetics. The cosmetics are the ones that you would see here. They've got this little wolf that's all bright, this little wolf that's dark. If you pay for the upgraded one, thank you, Annie Adam. There's so many follows right now. Did you guys all wait? So you can see this is what's going to come out in this one. So if you have ESO Plus, this is what also confused me. So ESO Plus every 12 months will give you access to a free premium tome And then these tomes never expire. And I also, if I missed saying any of your names, please yell at me. I will say them and replay your message. People put comments on my YouTube video that I'm in the future. So the tome is the battle pass. So these are the battle passes, right? I also don't know why they have this weird box up here, so ignore that. I don't know if they're backdating ESO Plus. These are all questions and things that I don't even know if they know yet. Thank you, River Lily, for the follow. And that's where, like, when they put that survey at the end, I would encourage you to go and actually, like, you know, mention in the survey. There's no chapters at all. Everything that releases from here on forward will be free, whether it's a new zone, a new system like scribing, a new thing like whatever. It will be fully free. The only difference is that it will have access to a upgraded battle pass. So there's a free battle pass and there's an upgraded one. I use the example. Thank you, Slime City and Celestial, for the follow. I'll give an example. There are going to be more zones. I think I might have that graphic. Hang on. Do I have that graphic pulled up? No way, I don't have that graphic. How do I not? Oh, I just closed one of them. No. Well, RIP that one. Oh, that's okay. We're just soiled it. All right, so here's the actual like review. So they said that they're working on crossplay. I was able to actually go and do a separate stream with them, and I'm allowed to share this information. They said that they are actively working on crossplay, but they're confident it won't be in 2026, but it is something, it is one of their priority goals. I also have my cat with me now. Here, she wants you guys to see her. She says she's sorry for blocking season 2. But she wants to be involved in the stream. So crossplay is an active thing that they're working on, but they're confident it's not going to be in this one. Oh, thank you, Brian, for becoming a channel member. I appreciate you. Thank you, Bites the Dusty, for the follow. So it seems like their goal is to do cross-play, not cross-progression. Thank you, Tourniquet88, for the follow. And I'm doing my best, Emma. So we're juggling quite a bit at the moment. I was sick yesterday. And thank you, Endless, for the tier 1 sub. I was sick yesterday and I wanted to make the video because I got the information. They gave me like all these graphics and things to share with you guys. That way I could answer questions after the stream. And I was like, I hope people don't realize that I'm like deathly ill when I'm recording this video. Like, this is how the season pass content is gonna work. You know, so I was recording. I like put a mic filter over the video, and to be fair too, right before I recorded that video, I took Robitussin. So I was like, I hope in that video people can't tell at all. Like, that's my goal. And thank you, Huntress, for the follow. Anything you should work on or spend before the new season model drops? So they did mention that your event tickets are going to transition into gold bars or trade bars. When Mid-Year Mayhem drops this month, this is very important. When Mid-Year Mayhem drops this month, I would make sure that you have capped out event tickets, because that's going to translate to this new currency that you can no longer purchase with crowns. Like, it will only be earnable through events. So make sure you have 12 out of 12 event tickets. So I think you'll still earn them during event rewards. But I think it's going to be good to have additional currency going into things. You know what I mean? Thank you, Reaper King, Knight, and BDT for the follow. They won't be getting tickets this month. That they might not do that. That is a possibility. But if they do, I will try to also make a video on it. If you have 10 left, that's perfect. Thank you, Jarl John, for the follow. Yeah, they're not, and there's not going to be any limit to this new bar system. And it also seems like they're going to rotate old and new items into this bar system. Another important consideration too is that they shoot, what was I saying? I'm drawing a blank. Chat, what was I going to say? Well, it's gone. Go. Reduced to atoms. So Dragon Knight will also be the season 0 update, as well as Werewolf. We're gonna have the night market. We're gonna have 2 new ESO events. Also, during the live stream too that I was able to partake in, they mentioned too that they really want to revamp all ESO events because they feel like they're a little bit repetitive. So I don't know if they're going, like, I don't know what that means yet. Oh yeah, the ability to get past rewards, because I know that they're going to cycle new and old things into the Gold Coast Bazaar. Thank you, You Must Chill and Aussie for the follow. This guy's, I am broken. I just want you guys to recognize that I, with the flu, was getting all this information, processing it, and was like, I need to now make a video on it, and I need to understand it enough to where I could talk about it on a live stream tomorrow. But here's the thing too, I generally like what they're doing. I know that's probably a hot take, and I think that it might be, let me talk about why I love this update without, let me just talk about what the part I'm most excited about. I think PvP progression rewards is great. I think having a new PvP progression reward system with earnable rewards that actually changes seasonally is fantastic. I think PvPers deserve the same thing that endgame PvPers deserve, or endgame PvEers deserve, which is just tons of fun content that rewards them and gives them different things. I mean, the hardest achievements for PvE give you cool skins, they give you cool mounts, they have trifectas, that have all sorts of cool stuff around them. And there's no, like, what's the PvP version of that? The Emperor achievement is rated as one of the hardest achievements, not even on ESO. It's rated as one of the hardest achievements on Xbox. All of Xbox, the Emperor is one of the hardest achievements. And it's like, okay, you do that, and then it's like, and now what? And that's my frustration. Yes, you can get the Valendrome and put it in your house, but there should be more, in my opinion. That's the piece that I'm the most excited about when I heard the PvP progression changed. Thank you, Chaders and Shigashori, for the follow. I don't know how to say that. And then Galahad. Yeah, I mean, you could boost becoming the Emperor, but that's still, you know. Been meaning you to follow all of 2026, and may you and all your viewers have the best RNG. Well, thank you. Yeah, I played a week straight without sleep to get the Emperor. Exactly. Grinding the Emperor is like ridiculous. It's rated as one of the hardest achievements on all of Xbox. I feel like they should give you so many rewards for that. And I feel like PvP in general just needs those rewards that model endgame PvE. I know that most of you are probably like, Jake, I don't like PvP. I don't, want to partake necessarily. I understand that. They also, no, but I think I closed that graphic. Hang on. I need to go. Hang on. I gotta get new graphs. 1 second. I accidentally closed the graph that had the new. I closed it, soiled it. Sorry. Everybody talk amongst yourselves. Where is that? What? All right, there was a graphic that I had pulled up. It's actually in my YouTube video. Hang on. We're going to mute myself, though, because I refuse to listen to my own voice. Thank you, Nemesis and Connie Prime. Do I have YouTube downloaded here? I have the video. I have the graphic in my YouTube video. I don't know why it's not here. We're gonna watch as a guest. Just ignore whatever weird things get suggested to me. Yeah, this is how I just steal trailer footage. Yes, please play the Jeopardy music. Oh my god, I can't even spell my own name right. Jake Clips. ESO. Look at this. We got 113 people. What a bunch of absolute chads. All right, we have this video also. Which, God, please don't listen. Please don't listen to my voice. Ugh. This is mute. Okay, it's muted. We're good. Yep, there's your cheesy dad joke. There's some Jake graphics for you. Blah 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 blah. See, look, you guys appreciate that I put in these. Here it is. Boom. There it is. I don't know why I don't have this graphic on my computer. So there will still be PvP additions and PvE challenges, player requested features, new events, experimental content, new systems, new stories, new zones, etc. inside of here. Please forgive me for the fact that I lost this graphic and I had to watch my own YouTube video to pull it up. And now my own watch time is going to be horrible. And I skipped my own ad, you know. I'm scuffing my own my own video. I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch that so it doesn't have like a poor watch time on that video. But what's nice is so all of these key features are going to be free for forever. So anytime a new zone comes out, let's say the Gold Coast just gets released, or the Gold Road, not the Gold Coast, different place. So Westweld is just released. Every new player now has access to the zone. They have access to a free battle pass. They have access to scribing. All of that is free. The difference is that you can now earn a battle pass and you can get additional rewards. That would be stuff like this. So you could go in and you could get these mounts additionally. I'm off to work, pick up Hazel from work. She says, hi, LOL, see you later, bud. Well, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you guys all for being here. We have a lot of viewers at the moment, so I appreciate it. Everybody finished the stream. To be fair, I think everybody heard that they were increasing the furnishing limit and they were like, that's all I've ever wanted. They should just do one big update where they increase all of the housing sizes. Yeah, they have to. Unfortunately, we were able to ask a little bit more questions about this, and we went and asked a question. I didn't ask the question because I was sitting there with a fever, just like this the whole time, like, and they asked the question like, what's the holdup for the rest of the houses, and some of them just have like things that need to be tweaked to keep people from crashing, because you still could play on like original Xboxes, you could still play on original PlayStations, and they need to balance the fact that like if a player loads into your house that they're not going to explode. Thank you, Frodo, for the follow. I had to seal off half of our guild house, and it's a pretty common issue. I wish they would add more bag space for non-ESO Plus players. So they made it cheaper. They did do quality of life changes for bag space. I don't think they're increasing it. Yeah, it's just a cost reduction. Thank you, 7777700 for the follow. I have a meeting in a few minutes. Can everyone pause the discussion? I don't want to miss anything. We'll be here, just milking the watch time. Can you cover the actual cost we can expect monthly? It's a little confusing, especially when you add an ESO Plus. Thank you. Did you just follow again? Thank you for 7, or is that a different 7? Thank you, Andrepeak, for the follow as well. Oh, sorry, I probably butchered that. So this is the cost. So ESO Plus is unchanged. I will admit that I don't remember the cost of ESO Plus off the top of my head. Are Golden Pursuits being removed and adapted like daily rewards and seals challenges? No. From my understanding, Golden Pursuits are remaining the same. So Golden Pursuits are remaining the same. It's the daily login rewards are being added in as like a thing that you complete every day for your, tomes. Sorry, I'm still learning all these new terms. Thank you, Sweet Kelly. for the follow. And seals challenges are going to be how you can complete the battle pass. There we go. That's my brain was trying to put that all together. Yep, they're going Fortnite Battle Royale with mounts for gold for the sky, from the sky. To be fair too, I mean, the only real difference is, and I don't mind this because like if, let's say for example, this is tome number 1, right? You'd say this is tome number 1. If you look at these cosmetics and you're just like, meh, you know, like you don't just, you know, you don't have to get the upgraded battle pass. The free one will still have all these things in it. New armor, 8,000 seals of endeavors, new skill styles, trade bars, furnishings, crown crates, new weapon styles. The only thing that's different is you have a new mount with this day-night cycle appearance, which by the way, I'm not a huge wolf person. And there'll be a multi-rider mount, which is this one, which already exists in the game. Kind of, and then a personality armor adornment, which I'm guessing this is the armor, and additional trade bars. So like, if you don't want that, you just don't purchase it, and that's what I think is fine because you'll have access to all the content that's coming out is going to be centered around Orsinium, Thieves Guild, Dark Brother, Imperial City. All of that's being added to the base game. That's where the new stuff is going to be added, so everybody will now have access to everything that's new except cosmetics. So it's pretty much the same concept. It's the same thing as if they had just put these mounts in the crown store. I mean, like realistically, there's not a whole lot of difference, but let's say they release these mounts and these costumes in the crown store. I don't think people would really care. The issue is that I believe that what they are trying to do is shift ESO's content model into Fallout 76's content model. And I think that's why we're kind of getting this new weird thing. It's FOMO. Well, so here's the thing is that you can trade, from my understanding, wait on, let me find the right graphic, is you could take your gold bars and you can spend them here to get these things. Is my understanding. That's the whole point of like what's going to appear, which I think Dauntless did that, or what was that Monster Hunter type game that like you could earn currency and then you could spend it in a vault that had like the previous stuff in it. The other thing that's true too is that if you can't finish the battle pass, if you purchase it, you have it for forever. So you have no time limit. That's the difference also. Which is also good. I'm glad they didn't add any sort of like time cap stuff to these things. Would people also be able to play older chapters without ESO Plus? I'm not sure. It seems like, so for example, Greymoor, which you can't see because my face is in the way, is also being, hang on, let me remove my face here. So Greymoor is also being added to the base game. So I'm assuming what they're doing is they're either picking focuses for each content model and then they're, you know, giving that away for free. And I assume that eventually all of them will be able to be purchased or they'll all be in the game. I think the reason that they're doing Greymoor is because this is the 15-year anniversary of Skyrim. So I would assume that this is going to be a pretty big Skyrim focused season 2 here that occurs in autumn. Season 1, it seems like the biggest focus for that is going to be this new High Seas of Tamriel in-game event, which is going to have like ship combat or something. I don't fully... So no flying mounts, but maybe, you know, well, we already have swimming mounts. That's unfortunate, isn't it? So we already got the swimming ones, so RIP chat. Imagine talking about Fortnite in an ESO stream. Just wait till we use the Overwatch references. Yeah, I don't fully know how that's going to look, but then we're also going to have a focus on the Thieves Guild and Sheogorath, which again, don't know what that means per se. Sage's Vault, I also don't know anything about. There's not been any sort of information that's been released about it yet. And then we have the Warden is getting its rework. And then all the player improvements, quality of life things for update. This will be update 50. We don't have yet. And then we know for this next one, autumn into winter, we have the Sork update. We'll have a large-scale world event in Skyrim with dynamic stories. And then also this is when they're going to start testing out the solo dungeons as kind of like another way to increase difficulty in the game without, you know, seeing what people like. Because I believe when a lot of people were like, I'm a huge proponent of solo difficulty, but I don't know necessarily what other people like. I want harder story missions, but I know people like my friend David, he's a solo player. He wants to be able to go through and solo every dungeon. He wants new solo arenas every so often. You know, that's where, you know, he wants all the juice. Yeah, that's the other thing too, is your yearly chapters were 50 or 60 bucks with FOMO. If you wanted to get the Monomyth Mythic, if you wanted to get any of the new mythics, if you wanted to get any of the new sets, if you wanted to get any of the new dungeon drops, if you wanted to get any of the new scribing systems, if you wanted to get the new class that was released, you know, you had to pay for it. All of that is now free. When do we get the crates for watching the stream? Is if you go in and you click redeem, you should be able to get it instantaneously once you refresh your ESO game. Thank you, Ken Cobalt, for the follow. This also makes ESO easier to sell to your friends, because now it's like, well, hey, if you want to join me in this new zone, you don't now need to go and have anything special. You just have it. It 30 battle passes is more, but you also have to remember too that their $50 to $60 chapters was not the cheapest version of the ESO chapters. It wasn't the cheapest. Wasn't there like a premium edition that was like, I forget how much. How much is the premium edition of the chapters? Thank you, Lego, for the follow. Aren't you subscribed, Lego? Didn't you subscribe earlier? I might be misremembering. Yeah, you did. I was like, aren't you subbed? Have I missed the stream? You have, but I have all the graphics, Cotton. It's not free, it's my time. I'm now locked into playing ESO daily, weekly to complete the battle pass rather than take my time when the chapter's released. Well, if you buy the battle pass, you own it for forever, so you don't lose anything. Yeah, I can't remember how much. I don't know if it's actually there because I think it's on sale. Let me see if it's in the store right now. I don't think it's still purchasable. Let me see. It's on sale, but it looks like it was normally 80 to get the premium version of the content pass. So the drops are, I believe, now over. Somebody can confirm that with me. Did they say RIT vouchers were going? No, they didn't say anything about RIT vouchers. Yet no drops. What? Yeah, they ended, unfortunately, at I think 4. I think they stopped somewhere around there. I apologize, everybody, for you didn't get the old drops. Yeah, I don't know either. I don't know. Thank you, Twiggy, for the follow. Middle of the day. Listen, I'm a man of the people. I get it. I flex my work schedule around being here. I understand. Thank you, Reb Smith. usually what happens though is that if you watch and like there's an issue, they'll just they'll give it away like at the weekend or something. So I wouldn't, don't, good people of ESO, put down the pitchforks. Put down the pitchforks. Thank you, Daddy, for the 300 bits. Hang on. Oh shoot. Well, the graph says just cosmetic items and currency. So who knows what those items will be? Well, we have a general idea as for. Hang on. I got all these graphics. We have a general idea. We know it's going to be this stuff. We know it's going to be this pet here. We know it's going to be this costume. We know it's going to be these mounts. Thank you, Zandrella, for the follow and Coat Magic. So, and I think this is going to be the recall where you summon an orb. So this is going to be the cosmetic stuff. Yes, if you also purchase the tomes, you can complete it at any point. So like you can double up on doing them at the same time. Yeah, it's all cosmetic. Thank you, Graph, for the Prime sub. And I don't mind that. 5 months, by the way. Thank you, Graph. I appreciate you. I don't mind it because at the end of the day, like I would rather be in a situation where people are able to freely get, well, I have my own YouTube stream pulled up just because I was like, I want to make sure I'm not missing these messages. Thank you, Wadzi, for the follow, and then Wadzi for the Prime sub. I'm so sorry, Wadzi, and then Devonian 350 for the follow. Sorry, fellas, I'm multitasking like a madman. So tomes are replacing endeavors, kind of. You could still spend, so daily seals of endeavors still exist. You still will have seals of endeavor. You could still spend stuff on them, right? You could still spend your stuff on your seals of endeavors from crown crates, but now they'll be earnable for, like, you'll earn them through this new system. So basically the seals of endeavors, like the daily and weeklies you do, will now be building towards a battle pass. Does that make sense? You have the flu. It's all good. Thank you. So imagine, all right, we're just going to load up in game and we're going to look at this together. Tickets turn into bars. Don't confuse everybody, Raven. We're one piece at a time. Like, one piece at a time. We're just going to go one piece at a time for everybody that is slightly confused, because I get it. I was confused too. That's why we're gonna go piece by piece here. We're gonna load into the Westweld zone. That is also true. Westweld will now be free for everybody, or Greymoor, not Westweld, which also has antiquities. So everybody will have antiquities as well. Oh, they have the new Golden Pursuits active too. Look at this. Look at that. I forgot about this. We have the new bear mount. We have the all maker crates. I completely forgot about this. Sorry, I'm used to, when I log in, I got to do all my little things. All right. So, activity finder, endeavors. So, instead of this just giving you 15 seals of endeavors, or, you know, weeklies giving you 250. Thank you, Scarlett, for the follow, and Alex. Now it's going to build towards battle pass rewards pretty similarly to the Golden Pursuit. Golden Pursuits are still staying, though. They're not going anywhere. You will still have Golden Pursuits. The drops are also done at this point. I am sorry about that. They ended it for. So there's no reason to buy Seasons of, well, if you buy technically Solstice is not. So let's back up. We're gonna go piece by piece, brick by brick here. All right. So technically the only zones that are being added, as zones that you can go to are the ones highlighted in the season. So all previous ESO content and chapters that aren't highlighted are still going to be, you know, there, available for purchase in theory. And then slowly, like Orsinium, Thieves Guild, Dark Brotherhood, Imperial City are added to the base game. My face is blocking this one, but it says Greymoor is added to the base game. You also don't lose your Seals of Endeavors. The Seals of Endeavor system is not, it as a currency will still exist. You're just now earning them as like capstone rewards, similar to this. It's probably going to look literally just like this, except now it's going to be a separate Seals of Endeavors that goes through the whole season. So I would imagine it's going to look just like your Golden Pursuits, but as a new Endeavor system as well. Endeavors will still exist, but similar to how Endeavors kind of already do them now, you can get bonus rewards. Like, you know, you'll get additional stuff, because the Seals of Endeavors are usually something I completely ignore and only ever accidentally complete. Yeah, they will also all be weekly, so you don't need to worry about logging in every day and completing stuff every day like a full-time job. You could do them, you know, you could do them weekly, is what they said. How's everybody following along? Is anybody confused? We can go over anything that might help. I think the reason why this is better than chapters is that everybody gets the new zone and the new system for free. That's why it's better. So like if you have a friend, like I have friends who don't like to purchase things. If I wanted to do the new dungeon, the new trial, the new whatever with them, I can't unless they purchase the newest thing. I don't have to worry about that anymore. But they haven't promised any new zone this year. That is true, but they did note that it was an upcoming goal to do as well. So for those of us who has the Game Pass, I think Game Pass makes everything 10% cheaper. Don't quote me on that. You also have to understand ZOS was going through a lot last year. That is also true. Microsoft took a hammer and just went and destroyed it. Oh yeah, they are adding. Oh, I'm so sorry. Hang on. They are adding a new zone to start. They're adding a new group zone, the night market. It's not like a traditional. It's not like a new landmass. It's like a challenge area with a lot of like PvE mechanics and like unique specific rewards to that area. Sorry, I forgot that they were adding that in this. Yes, there is a new group zone called the night market, and yeah, Microsoft did not help. I think they even mentioned that the reason that the studio executive stepped down is because, you know, he was so upset about like what happened with Microsoft. I am going over all the things. Is there anything specific? Is there anything specific that anybody wants to go over? All right, so ESO Plus. Hang on, I have a graphic. It's still all the same stuff. Hang on, I'm in the way. 1 second. Everything about ESO Plus, all the previous stuff is still the same. Except now you'll have a monthly grant of tome points. So you basically are going to have like a head start on the free battle pass. You'll earn tome points at an accelerated rate. You'll also receive a bonus token every 12 months that'll give you the premium plus version. You'll get a greater boost to upcoming furnishing limits. You'll get an increased transmute limit to 3,000 and increased antiquity leads. No, so it's not Fargrave itself. It's a new challenge area inside of Fargrave. I have B-roll footage of it. I don't know if I could play the B-roll footage from here. Hang on. Can I play the B-roll footage from my computer? I'm going to see if I can pull up the B-roll footage for you guys, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to be completely transparent. But we'll give it the old Texas try here. Sorry if I'm the dummy in the group, but what exactly is the battle pass? So the battle pass is going to basically be what you're looking at, but it'll have a different version where you also can get premium rewards in addition to these ones, which obviously are not here at the moment. The rewards that you will get freely every 3 months are going to be this. So like these are all the free rewards that you can get. And then these are the paid ones. Didn't they tell us ages ago that they were doing base game, zones refresh, or get graphic? Yeah, did they? They didn't say anything about it in this update, but I do know that they are going zone by zone to make updates and improvements. But I don't know like what that will entail. We also don't have the full, like we don't know everything that's going on with season 1 and season 2. We only have the full details for update 49, which is season 0. Native Texan. There you go. I'm actually very far away from Texas, but I respect the weather there. Oh yeah, the battle pass it's only once per quarter. It's not monthly. No. It's not something you purchase monthly. I also, from my understanding, is this year all of the seasons are going to be done in every 3-month intervals. I don't know if that's always going to be the case. There might be a season that takes place over 6 months, over 1 month, over a year. So you only have to, so if you're an ESO Plus member for, where else? Hang on, I got all these graphics. So if you're an ESO Plus member, sorry, I'm trying to zoom in so you read this, but it's too zoomed in. So if you're an ESO Plus member for 12 months, you get a free premium battle pass for free. Yeah, if it was $29 a month, that would be ridiculous. So if you have ESO Plus, you'll get access to it, one free one every 12 months. But it's basically just going to look similar to this, but apparently it's going to be more like focused on the new thing. So we know, for example, that season 1 is going to be focused around new Thieves Guild, Dark Brotherhood, Orsinium stuff. So we're going to have more things focused to that area. I also apologize, Will, I did not see your follow, as well as Nels. Thank you for the follow. Did they say $14.99 for the battle pass included, not included with ESO Plus? So I believe, so the only battle pass that you earn, and thank you Chaos Raven for the follow, the only battle pass that you earn progress towards is the premium plus one, which has faster things and bonus cosmetics versus this one. So I don't think it builds towards anything else. That is also true. Make a good point, is that there's a whole new group of people. So you did ESO Plus annually plus 3 battle passes, 4th for free. That's $200 a year, $17. Well, there's only 3 battle passes that would be a year, so it would be 2 that you would pay for, and then the third one would be free. Is it $14.99? It is $14.99. I don't think so. I also don't know how set in stone all of this stuff is. Like all of this stuff is set in stone. The pricing, though, they said it's subject to change. So they may change how this is worded, because I think that there's a lot of confusion and I can't answer all the questions because I'm just a man with the flu that got early access. That's all I am. I'm just a rascal who Thank you, Stabacadre? Sorry, I don't know where that's all. Stab Yacabra. I don't know where that's all broken up at. Through the power, though, of Rubitussin, we are here to get through this stream with you guys. Through the power of Rubitussin, we are here. Stab Yacadre, like abracadabra. That's why I thought it was something like abracadabra, but I was like, there's just so much going on there that I don't know if that's how it's said. Yeah, I would also not panic. I also generally don't let video games panic me because, you know, work is for panicking. This is the fun stuff, you know what I mean? Now, will there be a lot of people who are probably upset? Probably, but at the end of the day, like, this is, I think, a net positive. Like, if you're a free-to-play player, this is nothing but a positive for you. Thank you, Okay Lagai. Thank you for the follow. And thank you, Richard. Thank you, Richard, for having a nice name. There's always this one guy or gal in Guild who can explain it all. That is true. I try to be that individual, but like, let me tell you, I was there in their stream the other day. They were giving us all the early information so that way we could make videos on it. And I was like trying to process all of it. I'm like writing down notes, and I'm like, I'm like, okay, so we got tomes over here, which is a new name for this. We got gold bars over here, which is a new name for this. So we got all these new things over these different spots. Thank you, Gandalf34 for the follow, and Taps V2. Is there anything we should hold off on doing until the new system stuff hits? I wouldn't think so. The only thing that I would think is if Midyear Mayhem or White Strikes Mayhem that comes out in January gives event tickets, stock up and be fully have 12 out of 12 event tickets by the end of the event. I'm looking forward to the changes too. I purchased 6 months not a year ago, but buy the whole year, so 2 of them. Does that mean I'm not eligible for the third column? 6 months is a full year. I also don't fully know how that's gonna look. I'm not sure. Do you know something? Unrevealed NDA. How would I answer that? Like, how can I answer that? Hang on, let me see who's watching in the stream. By the way, I didn't know this was a feature, by the way, too. You can actually see everybody that's a viewer of your current stream, even if they're not speaking. Not kidding. Even if I knew who the accounts that would get me in trouble where I can't get in. This is going on YouTube. Like, we're live on YouTube right now. And thank you, by the way, J Dog Bear. I appreciate you. I'm glad it helps you understand ESO. I absolutely love the game. I'm always happy when it helps people break things down. Only thing I'm gonna hold off on is ESO Plus. Like, if you're buying a few months here and there and not sub for the whole year, you might as well wait to sub after April 2nd. Uses fever against him. Press for answers. Are free-to-play players users screwed? I actually think free-to-play players are in the best spot ever, because now they aren't missing out. Like, if you play ESO without ESO Plus, you were waiting indefinitely to go to places like where we're going. Like, you never got access to the new stuff. So the free-to-play players are eating pretty. The problem is going to be the people who are FOMO individuals who are completionists. Those are the people who are going to suffer because they're going to feel the need to complete every battle pass, everything that comes out in the limited time that it does, even though when you purchase it, you own it for forever. Those are the people that are going to be targeted. Those are the people who might be paying significant amounts of money per year just because they're going to want to feel the need to complete every battle pass. Thank you, Matrekka, for the follow. And thank you, Mazrin13, for the Prime sub. I did I did call a Skyrim update in 2026, simply because I was like, it's the 15-year anniversary of Skyrim. Also, unironically, I also predicted as a backup that there would be something relevant to Sheogorath, and there's Thieves Guild story quest, and there's new Sheogorath story quests. So I'm like, I feel pretty good about my, my guesses. I did think that we might get a new class, but it doesn't seem like we're getting a new class, at least at this point yet. At least nothing that's been released yet. Oh, my cat has decided to be in areas that she's not supposed to. So if you see my bookcase fall over, it's because she jumped somewhere she's not supposed to. Thank you, Daniel, for the follow. Are you mad old rare items are coming back, like in the new like gold bar, or the new, what do they call, what are the new bars called? It's not gold bars. I don't, they're purchased in the Gold Coast Bazaar. I forget what they're actually called though, the bar things. No, I'm not mad. I think that it's fine to have a system. Thank you, Sheen, Sheen at the Hyena trade bars. Thank you. No, I'm not mad about that, because at the end of the day, ESO it's an MMO, like I think sorry, thank you, Hyena, for that, because I butcher names. I don't even want to say it now because I feel like I would still butcher it again. Trade bars, thank you. I don't mind the trade bar system. I don't care what they put in it, because as an ESO player, all of the hardest ESO achievements, like Emperor, trifecta clears, those are what people are gonna, like put respect on people's names for. Thank you, Hefferdy. I feel like I butchered that also. I'm so sorry. If you subscribe, you should get your name pronounced correctly or incorrectly, if that's what you're into. What was I saying? I think the biggest ESO achievements should be ones that can be earned in games, like the titles that people respect you for. The things that people respect you for are going to be those things, like what clears do you have? What PvP achievements do you have? Which even the PvP achievements are pretty minimal. But we have 3-way battlegrounds returning. We also will have the new PvP progression system. Yeah, we also have some of the names are like guild names. People wear it like, they're sponsored. I did say it right. Thank the heavens. Whew. Yeah, I would love to see Winterhold actually fully fleshed out and see what they're going to do with the new large-scale world events in Skyrim. I don't know what that's going to look like, but I'm excited to see it, I guess is how I would say it. Hi, Jake Clips. You're amazing and hella cool. How are you? Well, thank you. Are you secretly my mother who watches my streams? No, I'm kidding. I appreciate you. I'm good. Did have the flu recently. If you watch the video that I did that has like a breakdown of all the things, you'll probably pick up on that. Yeah, well, so crossplay is also something that's actively being worked on. Overland difficulty, we have, hang on, let's pull up my graph here. Overland difficulty, we have new overland difficulty options with challenge difficulty. They didn't really say what exactly that looks like, and I don't have any information on that, but they are adding the night market zone, which is like a new event zone that's going to be dynamic and change. Thank you, General, for the follow. You will be able to go in and go to the night market, and it's supposed to be like a really hard zone that encourages cooperation to complete challenges. And then we also will have dungeons being converted into solo dungeons. And that is a good point. Wasn't Xbox EU the fastest server during the wall event? That is true. Granted, I think they at one point said that they predicted Xbox EU to finish last or not finish first. So I think that they were kind of miffed by that. I think that's where a lot of the, that's where a lot of that was. My YouTube channel is just Jake Clips, but I do have it pulled up on. I do have it pulled up in another window. Oh yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the. I do enjoy the things moving around. Here's the night market zone. Here's what it looks like. This will be the new challenge zone thing. Yeah, so no, the new solo dungeons are going to be like modified versions of existing dungeons to be, completable as solo dungeons. And they'll have their own reward structures because of that. Yeah, so it's going to be, everything will be optional. Like you'd have to queue into, like a solo dungeon. So I don't know. So we don't really have a lot of information on what they have. Is it called challenge mode? Yeah, so they have difficulty challenge mode. They didn't really say what this means. There is also a current event. It is just the goal. It's this golden pursuit that's active. It just got turned on. We got 30k gold, 3 crown crates, and a bear mount. Woo. Basically, complete some quest, login rewards. Oh, it's going to be centered around Mid-Year Mayhem, but you only need to do 20 of these. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 36. There's 36 different things you can do. Thank you, Highlander Grimes, for the YouTube sub, and Juicy for the follow, and Mizbeven for the follow. So there's 30 plus things you can do. You only need to do 20. And I'm sure the reason for that is because they're somewhat PvP related. And I'm sure you don't have to do it. But key thing you see here. Hello, misbehaving. Oh, that makes sense. Thank you, Gray, for the follow. Gray Cattywampus Joe. That is an amazing name. I absolutely adore that. Gray Samer 69. I wanted to somehow weave in Cattywampus to so many things. Oh, I love it. Thank you, Meow, for the follow. So you guys see here, though, this is key. You can earn event tickets. Rethought that event tickets might be going away. Finish the next ESO event with 12 out of 12 event tickets, because we know they're going to convert to trade bars, the brand new currency that will only be active. You can't purchase it anymore. So event tickets are converting to trade bars. Trade bars are being removed from the Crown Store. You will not be able to purchase them ever again. You will have to earn them. So this is the last time that you can either A, purchase them with crowns, or B, earn them through a traditional ESO event. Yeah, well, don't turn in the last 12 that you earn. Yes, don't use them. Just hold on to them. Is Twitch Drop still not active yet? Facebook so said it is, but it doesn't even show up in my inventory here. I think they ended it, but they might have. Sometimes they have issues. And Juicy says, hi, mate. So happy to find you on Twitch. Big fan from YouTube. Well, thank you. So people who have ESO Plus, do we get anything for free? Yes. So this is what's going to be an ESO Plus. You'll have, sorry, my face is in the way again. You'll have a monthly grant of tomes. So like you'll have a head start on the battle pass. You'll also have tome points at an accelerated rate, so you'll complete it faster. You also will get a free Premium Plus Battle Pass token every 12 months to use for any seasons. There also is going to be a greater boost of furnishing limits, increased transmute crystal cap, and increased antiquity leads times. So there is going to be a Valentine's Day event also. Thank you, Mickey, for the follow. There's going to be a new Valentine's Day event. There will also be a new ship battle event. I don't know what that means yet. Off to bed. Well, thank you, Mass Bandit, for stopping by. So there's going to be some new ESO events. There's also supposed to be a revamp of existing events as well. And yes, make a great point. Antiquity System is coming to the ESO base game in November of 2026. Reno, hang on, let me pull up my graphs. I have so many graphs for this. Greymore, oh, that's be right back. We have Greymore added to the base game. And we have High Seas of Tamriel event. I don't know exactly what that meant. They were implying like naval combat things. Will there be a discount for ESO Plus even if you don't have the Game Pass? I have PlayStation Plus. I think the only reason, I don't know, because I think it's Microsoft that gives ESO Plus people a discount because it's Microsoft and Xbox. So I don't know if PlayStation Plus will do anything. That I'm not sure. Unfortunately, the drops are over. Please don't hate me. I'm sorry. Forgive me. See, we're winding down on the questions. Is everybody feeling more confident about all of the stuff that's coming out? Also, please watch my 10-minute YouTube video, please, because everybody has come to the live stream instead. So I think that it will just be the account-wide slots are just going to work simplistically in the sense that if you like purchase one, it's just going to be across all of your characters. So like, let's say I own 2 additional outfit slots. Well, now all of my characters will have 4 to play with. I don't think it works like, you know, an outfit that I purchased on one character will like auto-equipped on another. I don't believe. That would be very silly if it did it like that. Such a nice little wall, BP, by the way. Thank you, Tinkerbell. Oh, is it Fairy Tinkerbell for the follow? I looked at the front half of the name and I got nervous and I just was like, we'll just start at the back half. They're also having additional live streams, and I will try to also ask additional questions as people have questions to kind of go through additional information because this is a lot, and even I'm confused, and I pride myself on not being confused about things. By the way, look at this absolute Chad unit here with this amazing style. I think they're giving away, isn't this style, isn't this person, not style, personality? Are you here right now? What an absolute legend. Thank you, Troutbait1, for the follow. Appreciate this, Jake. You make the game more fun. Well, thank you. I try to answer the question. I do love ESO. For those of you who don't know, I used to play Ark Survival Evolved, and that game made me lose my faith in humanity. And this game was always that game that I would play when I was annoyed at Ark. So it has always been like my comfort food of a game. So I just love ESO. Imagine ESO Plus had 3 tiers. They had like the Xbox Game Pass. Oh God. I forgot that everybody in Guild chat right now is probably losing their minds. Oh Lord. I forgot as I've stood here, everyone's just chit-chatting about it. ESO isn't always easy to understand. That is true, especially when things are changing. And because they only blocked off like 45 minutes to talk about a year's worth of content. And a lot of stuff was just like mentioned, like ESO progression for PvP, like a new progression system for PvP. Boom. By the way, we're also throwing in 4v4v4 Battlegrounds again. Boom. It's just like, whoa, tell me more about all that. And it's like, nope, we got other stuff to cover. And I'm like, whoa, go back to that for a little bit. I want to hear more about that. I don't, you know, I want to hear more about these other things. What's Sage's Vault? You know, we're returning to Skyrim. We have Sheogorath coming in. Like, what? Tell me more about all these things. Yeah, Solstice. I was really excited about Solstice because I really liked the concept of, you know, like the wall, and I thought it was just so cool, like conceptually, and that, you know, there was going to be like this big in-game event about it. I was like, yes, I'm so excited about this because I get to see like my whole server doing something, and it just boiled down to like daily crafting writs that were worse. And I was like, well, not ideal. I appreciate that they did something different, and I can always appreciate trying something new, even if in retrospect it's not worth it. You know, even in retrospect, it's like, you know, it didn't really work out. And that's the other thing too, somebody's mentioning here, is that like the new trial that comes out, it's not going to be paywalled. Everybody's going to be able to get the new trial sets. They're going to be able to go to the new trial. All of that stuff being base game is really, I mean, the new free-to-play players are definitely going to probably be the happiest group of people with this. The biggest issue, you have people like me who are trying to get everything. We're probably going to be the ones who have all the battle passes and they're still needing to complete all of them. The thing is too is that like ESO having a battle pass will never be popular ever, realistically. Yeah, I will say the part 3 of the wall event, very good. I absolutely loved part 3 of the wall event. It was dynamic. It had all these cool fights inside of it. To me, like that was what the whole thing should have been. Like part 1 and part 2 should have had that. Maybe part 1 you could do like the, you know, daily rewards mumbo jumbo, but they really picked it up when part 3 occurred, and that's what I really enjoyed. And I give them massive plaudits for that. I also am excited they're working on crossplay. So I'm just making sure I look at the YouTube chat. Because the YouTube chat doesn't populate my Streamlabs, unfortunately. What was I reading? Oh, crossplay. It is nice to know that they're mentioning it now in streams, because they mentioned it in articles, but it was like the old team that was working on it. So it was like, how is that? Is it still something that's being worked on? But to me, crossplay is like the future of ESO. Like, because then you don't have to worry about battleground timers. You don't have to worry about dungeon timers. You don't have to worry about anything. ESO is so populated on console. It's ridiculous. And it's because like, I don't think some PC players fully understand why, but like there's no real competition on console for MMOs. If you don't like Final Fantasy or BDO, which are more like Eastern MMO types, you have ESO. You had New World, and then New World made $0, and Amazon took it out back to the glue factory, and it's gone. So that's where I'm like, woo. Any other MMOs have platform crossplay? I think no. Even Wizard 101, which is hilarious, by the way, because Wizard 101 had like 1,000 active Steam users. It has Xbox and PlayStation, but the Xbox and PlayStation servers are connected, but not to PC. One thing I'm curious about is, will they factor existing sub time for Battle Pass? I'm not sure. I hope they do. Destiny 2 has cross. Well, they don't have cross play. They have cross progression. Don't you have to like port your character over? Am I wrong about that? Is that how Destiny works? Like you like take your character and you like throw them over into like the PC server. Having all the updates land on the same time is step 0 in crossplay. That is true. They could do cross lobbies. I thought that's how. I'm not a Destiny expert. I'm a Destiny rascal. You could start by merging EU and NA servers. That is true. I think that I don't know if they will do that, because then the servers might become like too volatile. I imagine they'll probably keep EU and NA separate, but have like EU mega and then NA mega. I don't know for certain, but I could see them doing that. That's good that it's smooth. I think the biggest consideration that ESO has to do that like Destiny doesn't have to worry about is the economy. No, the PlayStation and Xbox mega servers are separate. Also, not sure why there's all these people here in Skingrad right now. Am I missing something? It is actively being developed, and I actually gave a full like 5-paragraph essay on how I think you could balance the ESO economies. I don't think it's going to just be Dungeons, Battlegrounds, PvP. I think it will be everything. I honestly, because I think that they're putting a lot of emphasis on balancing the economy and character progression and people having head starts on PC. So that they wouldn't do that and making all those considerations if they were just merging Dungeons, Battlegrounds, PvP, etc. The add-ons were also a really good, merging of ideals. Or like merging of like getting everybody ready. Like now Xbox, PlayStation players have add-ons. Like that's also a necessary step to get the ball rolling. You know what I mean? I'm also going to stream for about 17-ish more minutes. Finish up at like 5:20, so I'll keep taking questions, obviously. I will be doing follow-up YouTube videos as well. So they gave an answer, and I think they gave the same answer in this live stream and the same one that I was able to ask additional questions in when I was sitting there with the flu, like it seems like they're confident it's not going to happen in 2026, which means that if they're confident it's not going to happen in 2026, it means that there's a small chance that it might, which means that I would assume it's going to occur in 2027. So probably the beginning of next year. If there's even a slim chance that it could happen this year, I would think that it would happen then next year. You know what I mean? For them to even be hope that it could occur this year, I would assume it's a 2027 thing versus like 2028, 2029. It's not like we're waiting for Elder Scrolls 6. I also appreciate you guys liking the dad jokes. I try to make as many of them ESO related as well too, just so that way they can be relevant. And thank you, by the way, for all the new channel subs. By the way, we had a new YouTube member, we had multiple new Twitch subs. So I really appreciate it. Tons of new followers as well. I love all of you guys. I missed the stream. Do they talk about the story or a new zone? So they don't give a lot of information about that, but let me pull it up here. So we have this. So we know, for example, we're going to have a new group event zone, the night market. This is going to be a Fargrave challenge zone area that comes update 49. We're also going to have a refresh to Dragon Knight Warden. The battle pass system will also integrate. We're going to have earnable rewards through the Gold Coast Bazaar. PvP is now going to have a new progression system. There's going to be a new overland difficulty option called challenge difficulty. We're also going to have Orsinium, Thieves Guild, Dark Brotherhood, and Imperial City add to the base game officially. We're also going to have a lot of quality of life improvements. I'll go over them in a moment. Season 1, we know that there's going to be a new story that includes the Thieves Guild and Sheogorath. There's going to be the new Sage's Vault system, which I don't know. We don't know anything about that. There's going to be multi-stage cooperative dynamic world events. There's going to be a new High Seas of Tamriel in-game event, which is like a naval battle type thing, and a new trial, which will be base game for everybody. The Warden will also see a refresh. And then the final update, which will be autumn to winter, will be a Sork class 1. Thank you, Lil Plays Games, for the follow. They will also have the first solo dungeons for Moonhunter Keep, March of Sacrifice, We're going to have large scale world events in Skyrim, and Greymore will be added to the base game, which means that Antiquities will be added to the base game. As far as player, wrong one. This is going to be all the player experience changes. You're going to be able to get 16 new mounts purchasable from gold that were Crown Store ones. They're going to remove the vampire werewolf cures and make it easier to cure yourself as well as become a vampire werewolf. Mimic stones and outfit stones are no longer sold individually for crowns. Bag and bank cost reductions, you can also actually buy them in the UI directly. Guild trader listings are going back to 30 days. You can now hide all the individual pieces of your body. You can now respec yourself straight from your UI. There's going to be zone guide improvements. You could choose what to track versus just an order. Longer antiquity lead times and durations will be doubled for ESO Plus members. Crafting research will be lowered across the board. Treasure maps reworked. I don't know what specifically that means. Increased furnishing limits, increased transmute limits, faster mount training speed. So now every time you upgrade your mount, you get 1 point into all of them. Account-wide outfit slots, but appearances are still tied to a character. You can now rep a guild name without having to wear a tabard, and back bar experience will level up at the same time. Meaning that you can now officially level up, was it 12 skills at once versus only leveling up 6, which is pretty big. Then we have it updating. It'll drop on update 49 on March 9th. This is the rewards for the free tome things. And this is the paid one. This is the new style that you'll be able to earn, as well as these two mounts. This is the pricing. This is the stuff that's coming in the future. Guild mail improvements, new user golden pursuits, guild bank improvements, hybridization rework, including alchemy improvements, which that'll be interesting. And guild housing from the stables. Yes, you can only purchase 3 horses. There are additional horses that you can either earn through PvP achievements. You can also earn them through like golden pursuits, login rewards, and other ways. But as far as like purchasing straight with gold, there was not that many. And then these are the new ESO Plus benefits. Basically, it's a head start / faster completion on your tomes, which is the battle pass. You get a free battle pass if you have ESO Plus every 12 months. You have a greater boost to furnishing limits for certain houses so far, and then the increased transmute crystal limit to 3,000 and increased antiquity lead times. Whew. The Mount Speed one leaves a sour taste in my mouth. Months of daily training, and now they do this. I understand your frustration, but I do think that, like, I mean, like, new players shouldn't need to spend like a million days, you know what I mean? Like, going and upgrading, you know, their mounts. So I understand. Appa, thank you for the follow. Or Papa, or however you pronounce that. I mean, because you have like golden pursuit rewards, like for example, like this mount here. So there are earnable mounts, but usually it's like seasonally locked, or you've got the ones that you get like your event tickets, you got the Indrakes, but not very many will purchasable with gold. Also, if you're going to do a mega server merge, you need to bankrupt players. I don't think people, this is my most controversial take. I see it on Reddit all the time. They want to remove the guild trader system. Do your worst. I just want to point out that when I did the math, that every week on Xbox, removed from the game is somewhere between 500 million and $1 billion gold from the cash stockpile, right? That's money that's being taken from rich players and destroyed. And if that money is allowed to stay in the economy through like a new trader auction system, the ESO economy will become heavily inflated. Because if you took 750 million and you multiplied that by, you know, how many weeks there are in a year, you would have a lot. You would have a lot of gold. I can't actually, so much I can't even do it on my calculator. Hang on, 750 million times weeks in a year. How many weeks in a year are there? Is it 56? Is that how many there are a year? That's 42 billion gold. That would be 52. Sorry, let me do the new math. That would be 39 billion gold that is now available additionally on the Xbox servers. And if you were to take the wealth inequality that exists already in the game, that 39 billion is probably going to be held by the richest users in the game, who would then buy up all of the extra raw materials that have all this extra spending cash. They could throw it, different things on the market. That's why you need to take the gold from them and burn it. That's the best way to fight inflation, is to destroy currency. It's not a political stance. This is just an ESO stance. Bring back the guild traders. The guild traders are the way forward for the economy. Unless you can find a new system that burns 500 million to 750 million gold a week, additional to what's already burned, you will see the hyperinflation that you see in games like RuneScape, World of Warcraft, and other games where you need a control valve. If you were to look at things on RuneScape that like their value 10 years ago and how much they've been inflated, and you look at ESO, I mean, look at the price of like a tempering alloy on ESO over a year. It's like stagnant. Over 10 years, stagnant. That is very rare for an MMO, and it's because they have this system, which granted a lot of people dislike, but it does a very good job of regulating the economy. Thank you, Secular Mom, for the follow. So how will guild traders work with crossplay? So I've actually given some suggestions on what I think they should do. My biggest suggestion is just simply do this. Hang on. We're going to go do a little bit of a field trip. This was my suggestion for what they should do to start. Hang on. So when you bid on this guild trader, let's just use this as an example. Instead of when you bid on the guild trader, it shows, you can bid on there. It would allow one PC guild to own this one Xbox guild, and one PlayStation guild. So its inventory would be a merger of all of their inventories, those three guilds, but one can only be from PC, one has to be from PlayStation, one has to be from Xbox. I think that's how they could regulate the economy, because over time, the economy will settle. It will resolve itself. But in the meantime, you need to find a system, because right now, if you just merged all the consoles, every Xbox trading guild would go bankrupt. And so would all the PlayStation ones. There would be no PlayStation or Xbox ones. They would all be bankrupt. And then every player would then be fighting to get into these new trade guilds all the PC players were already inside of. And you would have to fight to get into all these new trading guilds. And it would be a huge money sink, because the millions of gold that I have on PC are worth like pennies because of their inflation being significantly higher than ours. I had given quite a few other suggestions too, but that is the one that I think would be the best solution, is that the inventory be broken up between Xbox, PlayStation, PC, and then Xbox is allowed to bid on one, PC is allowed to bid on one, and then PlayStation's allowed to bid on one. But they're all inside the same person, so you're not like tripling the amount of guild traders, because in theory they could like triple the guild traders if they're merging just the NA servers or just the EU servers. But players already don't like going on these fetch quests anyway. The other idea I had too is that if people want to create a guild auction system, is that you could, instead of having like all of these be individual people you walk to, have all of their inventories be merged, and then just do the same concept, like 10 of them can be PC, 10 of them can be PlayStation, 10 of them can be Xbox, but all of their actual inventories are then merged. So when you talk to one, you talk to all of them, and then you kind of are like giving people away to where they're not having to go on a field trip every time they need to buy a tempering alloy, but you're also still having a system in place that removes gold. Thank you, Marcus, for the follow. Marcus von Ludwig. Thank you. Did I miss the dev? You did miss the dev watch along. I do have a 10-minute recap, which I will probably have to direct you towards because I'm running out of time. But I will show you the graphic. This is the graphic. You got this is the new stuff. So I'll do a quick recap because I have 3 more minutes left. Season 0, which is going to occur in spring, which I think is like March 17th. It's one of these. What of these graphics has it? March 9th. Even better. March 9th, we'll have a class and combat update to the 2-hander skill line, Dragon Knight, and Werewolf. We'll also have the group event zone, which is going to be like a challenge zone called the Night Market. It's going to be like a new instance that's kind of like Fargraved, Oblivion themed with new PvE mechanics that encourage cooperation with new rewards inside of it. The Battle Pass system will be added, Tamriel Tomes. The earnable rewards, the Gold Coast. The Gold Coast Bazaar is going to be like the new event ticket vendor thing. PvP progression system will be added. That's going to reward people for doing PvP stuff. You know, because right now you just kind of get AP and Telvar. That's really about it. New overland difficulty options called Challenge Mode or Challenge Difficulty. And then you'll have Orsinium, Thieves Guild, Dark Brotherhood, and Imperial City added to the base game. Season 1 will have new stories with the Thieves Guild, Sheogorath, the new Sage's Vault system. We don't know what that is yet. Multi-cooperative events, dynamic world events. We're going to have a new in-game event that's going to be some sort of like ship combat thing. New trial, the Crimson Velt. And then the season 2, we're going to have, season 1, sorry, is also going to have the Warden update. Season 2, which will be autumn to winter, we'll have the Sorcerer. Group event zone Night Market will return with new stuff. And solo dungeons will be added to the game with Moonhunter Keep, March of Sacrifice. We're going to have large-scale world events in Skyrim, and Greymoor will be added to the base game. The actual improvements themselves are listed here. I'm not going to read all of them again. They are in the video if you want to break them down. Yeah, I don't dislike the idea of buying crowns with gold as a gold sink, and they could always adjust the prices. Not against an idea like that. See you next, Bethesda's off stream. Jake, glad you're out there. I will also, thank you for the follow. I will be streaming again on Friday at 9:30 p.m. And if you check out the Golden Vendor video, there will be a trivia question. The first person to answer it correctly will win a giveaway code. These are all of the things that are coming in that. And then this is the Battle Pass. The free version will have the new armor, 8,000 Seals of Endeavor, new skill style for Vigor, trade bars, furnishings, 6 crates, new weapon styles. I'm assuming this is the new outfit. And then the premium one will have this outfit, this mount, this outfit, this 2-person mount, and then these pets down here, as well as this recall thing, I assume, in the background. That is a quick summary. Again, we do have a 10-minute, little recap that kind of goes over everything. And we will, of course, be making more YouTube videos because there are so many things to cover. We do have our Discord linked below, so feel free to join the Discord because I'm going to wrap up here and we're going to figure out who we can raid on Twitch because I need to go, unfortunately, utilize the rest of my day because I unfortunately have work I have to go do because I'm a weenie who is always working. But I thank you guys so much for being here. You guys are absolute legends. For standing by. Also, definitely Caddy Wampus being one of you guys' name is incredible, and I will remember that for forever. That is the greatest name I could have ever asked for one of you guys. I'm gonna get a raid started though, and I will see you guys here soon. Oh, thank you as well. Thank you guys all for being here. You guys are absolute legends, and I love all of you. equally, obviously, except for the ones that I don't, like people who have Cattywampus in their name. See you on YouTube as Mr. Blue Dude. Well, thank you. I'll check my comments. I do recognize a lot of you guys that have the same names. It's always nice to know who has different names as well. So thank you guys so much again. And I'll catch you guys later. Enjoy the raid. I love all of you. And have a Cattywampus day.